What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Right now, I'm outside of the Detroit Institute of Arts. This is one of my favorite places to visit in Detroit. It's an awesome building. If you just go up from there, it's pretty incredible. I think the steps are made out of marble. This is one of the most awesome places to visit inside of Detroit. Right across the street, we got the Detroit Library. Right there. It's a lot of waterfalls and fountains all around me. You'll see those in a minute. But one of the reasons why this place is so awesome to visit is that it has one of the best art exhibits, and you can spend hours just browsing in here. One of the most recent exhibits that I went and seen in here it's like a historical black music film scene where they recreated what it looked like to go into certain places, have to go in behind the building. Basically was showcasing what the women and the men was looking like and doing, back in the day. And it's pretty awesome. This place is absolutely awesome. And then one of the other benefits that come along with it is that if you are a Detroit, Wayne County, Oakland County, or Macomb County resident, you get to visit this place for free because our taxpayer dollars are the things that pay for it, right? So, a lot of people that's in the city or is around the city or is one of the people that visit the city, they don't really experience this, but they don't realize that it's free and it's an opportunity for you to really learn a lot about what is happening over here. But anyways, that's not what I came to talk to you about. I didn't come to talk to you about Wayne State University. I didn't come to talk to you about the Detroit Library. I didn't come to talk to you about any of the residences or the Detroit Institute of Arts. I just like to film in different places in the city, especially while the weather is permitting, because you can't really expect Michigan weather to stay the same. The main reason that I wanted to talk to you guys is I wanted to have a conversation with you guys about what is recently happening, especially with regard to the election for 2024. And you got Kamala Harris and you got Trump, right? But more importantly, the different segments and the sects that's breaking off as far as the difficult conversations that's being had about who we should vote for president of the United States of America. Now, what y'all don't realize is that this is happening all over the country in different pockets about different things, right? So white people are arguing about certain things depending on their demographic and their age and sex and gender and earnings and all of that stuff, right? And Asian people and Hispanic and Latino people. And so, I've been deep diving into not Twitter Spaces, X Spaces, and all over Reddit and everything like that. And this is happening everywhere. And so one of the things that I want y'all to know is that we are not special in that way. I know that we think we are the center of the universe and we're only focused on, hey, are they trying to get our vote and everything like that? They're trying to get everybody vote, and they're trying to figure out how they can resonate with the most people at the most time. And so when you see a Dr. Umar Johnson and a Steve Harvey arguing and going back and forth, now Umar Johnson and D.L. Hughley thinks that he can tell jokes to get himself out of the situation that I believe that he's paid 100% when he performed at the Democratic National Convention. And I can't prove this because, of course, if you ask any of these people, it's not like they're going to take questions, let alone tell you what it is that they've done. I don't believe that they're going to be honest in telling you, hey, listen, I'm paid. And then at the same time, I changed my perspective or my mind. And so now I'm telling jokes while at the same time advocating for you guys to come and vote for Kamala Harris. I believe that they are paid. When Umar Johnson said they offered him $10,000 for a sit down, that's crazy to me. And it's not crazy because they offered him $10,000. It's crazy to me because they think so little of him and the fee is so low, and there's no way that they would offer that to a Steve Harvey, which basically told you, listen, I'd rather do it for free than get offered $10,000 because my fee is way more than that and y'all not about to mess up my bag. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, now you got Plies and you got the entertainers starting to show themselves. Now, 4 years ago, you had a completely different set of content creators, right? You had T.I. and Killer Mike and all of those people, and they've learned their lesson. They've learned their lesson, I believe, because if you ask me, I believe that they're basically segmenting themselves or separating themselves from it, and you haven't heard anything from T.I. this year. Respectfully, and I respect him for that because I get to focus more on T.I. the artist and what he's doing as far as what he's trying to promote instead of what his political views are. And it's not that their political views should be discounted, but more importantly is that if you don't know what you're talking about and you caping for somebody without being able to defend your argument, especially as an entertainer or a popular figure amongst black people or your demographic, your core demographic that you entertain and sell products to, then stay your ass out the kitchen. Because Cardi B last year, for example, she decided this year that, listen, I don't really want to participate. I'ma just act like I don't trust either candidate and I'm not voting for anybody. Bullshit. Bullshit. I don't believe that. I'm not going for it. And I think that all of these people are compromised, and some of them with good reason. Some of them are compromised. Like you take a Charlamagne the God, and you can say, well, he's compromised because that may be somebody that he's friends with. He has the ability to get in contact with her. The problem isn't that he's caping for his friend. I got so much gray in here. The problem isn't that he's caping for his friend. The problem is that he's compromised, but he won't actually say, listen, this is my homie, so no matter what it is that she say, I'm rocking with her. So when he shows up on ABC and CNN, we can take his opinion with a grain of salt, and everybody is entitled to their opinion, but you can't control how people react to you. When I see a D.L. Hughley and now Plies, for example, I can safely conclude that their core demographic of fans and the people that support them are women. And so when they say, hey, listen, don't question a Kamala Harris and the white man, you got to start to take that with a grain of salt, because you got to ask yourself the question, what is the objective and who is their core demographic of people that is ultimately being influenced by their opinion? And so all we can do as they continue to cape, because I believe that they all have an agenda. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I look at Umar Johnson as more of a content creator. I don't think he's a voice for anybody except for himself, but he understands his demographic. I think that Charlamagne, he's compromised because of his friendship. I believe that Steve Harvey and D.L. Hughley and Ricky Smiley, I believe that they're all caping. And if they're not, then they look even more foolish, because I prefer for you to have an agenda. At least I know that you're doing it for a reasonable, you're leading your people down this path because you actually believe in something, or you speak into a demographic of people, and that's why you have the agenda. But if you're just supporting it without any kind of policy, evidence, or facts, and you're willingly leading people down this path that is not going to be conducive for their lives, then you are absolutely 100% going to be liable, or you should be held accountable by the people for your opinion that is not best for them. And I don't think that that's an unreasonable conclusion that we need to draw about these people. But either way, I 100% am able to separate the entertainment and who they are as entertainers from their political perspective. I may not necessarily care for them. I may not necessarily agree with them, but I absolutely can separate that. And I will never look to a Plies, a Umar Johnson, a D.L. Hughley, a Ricky Smiley, a Charlamagne, or anybody else that you can think of for their political opinion as far as identity politics and voting for somebody that can't even go off script. And then she got an interview coming up with, I think it's ABC or CNN, where she has to sit down with Tim Walz because she can't take any questions off script. We're going to talk about it on the Millionaire Morning Show. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. We got some awesome things going on in there. And then make sure y'all get that Teach Hanley 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.